Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you're holding on to a 1998 1-cent Liberty coin, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. That's right, what looks like an ordinary penny could actually be worth thousands, and in some extraordinary cases, up to $32,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A simple 1998 penny, found in your pocket change, your old coin jar, or passed down in a family keepsake box, could turn out to be a hidden gem. In today's video, we are diving deep into the fascinating history, unique features, and current market value of the 1998 1-cent Liberty coin from the United States. So grab your coins, turn up the volume, and let's explore how this tiny piece of copper might be the biggest payday you never saw coming. Section 1. The origin of the 1-cent Liberty coin. Let's take a journey back in time over a century ago to understand the evolution of the 1-cent coin and how it led to the 1998 version we're discussing today. The 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has been a part of American currency since 1793. Over the decades, its design has changed several times, from the flowing hair design to the flying eagle, Indian head, and then the beloved Lincoln cent, which made its debut in 1909. The coin we are focusing on today, the 1998 1-cent Liberty coin, is a Lincoln Memorial cent, named after the iconic Lincoln Memorial building that appears on the reverse side. This particular design was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th birthday of Abraham Lincoln and continued until 2008. The obverse side, or front of the coin, features the bust of President Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to the left and the year of mintage 1998 to the right. Above Lincoln's head are the powerful words "In God We Trust." Even though billions of these coins were minted, not all of them are created equal. That's where things get very, very interesting. Section 2. The 1998 penny, what makes it special? Now, you might be wondering, with over 5.5 billion pennies minted in 1998, what could possibly make a single one worth thousands of dollars? Well, here's the secret. Error coins. Yes, minting errors are the magical key to high value in the coin collecting world. Some 1998 1-cent Liberty coins were struck with a wide AM reverse. This might seem like a minor detail, but for collectors it's huge. Let me explain. On most 1998 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the reverse side are touching or extremely close. But on the rare wide AM variety, the two letters are spaced apart much wider than usual. This rare variety is the result of a proof reverse die mistakenly used on business strike coins. It's a small detail, but it makes a world of difference. And if you find one of these in mint condition, you could be looking at thousands of dollars. Section 3. How to identify a 1998 wide AM penny. Now, pay close attention. This is how you identify if your penny is the valuable one. First, flip the coin to the reverse side. Look at the word America. If the and the M are separated with a clear gap, you may have the rare wide AM variety. Next, look at the condition of the coin. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state graded MS65 or higher are the ones that bring the biggest value at auction. Here's what you should look for. Sharp edges with no wear. A glossy, lustrous shine. No scratches or corrosion. Strong, bold strike on both obverse and reverse. If you have a coin like this, congratulations, you may be holding a gold mine in your hands. Section 4. Real-life sales and value. Now let's talk numbers. The part you've all been waiting for. In recent years, collectors and investors alike have paid serious money for pristine examples of the 1998 wide AM penny. While a regular 1998 penny in circulated condition is worth its face value just 1 cent, the wide AM variety in top condition can go for hundreds, even thousands. In 2019, a 1998 wide AM penny graded MS67 red by PCGS sold for a whopping $6,000 at auction. But it doesn't end there. Some sources report private sales and collector transactions for extremely high-quality examples reaching up to $32,000, especially when combined with other rare traits like double die errors or flawless mint condition. Even lesser grade wide AM coins can still be worth $100 to $500, making it one of the most lucrative coins to look for in your spare change. Section 5. Why collectors love the 1998 Liberty Cent. Why all this hype around a single penny? It's a combination of scarcity, minting errors, and collector demand. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovering something rare in everyday circulation, and the historical significance of Lincoln himself make this coin incredibly appealing. And let's not forget it's part of the United States coinage legacy. It connects history, art, and value all in one tiny package. Section 6. How to sell or grade your penny. If you think you have a rare 1998 Liberty penny, here's what to do next. 1. Don't clean it. Never clean a coin, it can dramatically reduce its value. 2. Take clear photos. Use natural lighting and macro mode to capture all the details. 3. Compare it with online images. Check for wide AM spacing and condition. 4. Send it to a professional grading service. Companies like PCGS and NGC can certify and grade your coin. 5. List it for sale on platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections once you've confirmed its authenticity and grade. So, the next time you find a 1998 1-cent Liberty coin, don't just toss it in the coin jar. Take a closer look. It might be your lucky day. That little copper penny could be worth a fortune, up to $32,000 if the stars align. It's stories like these that remind us of the hidden treasures all around us. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more rare coin discoveries, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a treasure tip. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe they've got a valuable coin and don't even know it. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! My great coin lovers and treasure hunters. In next episode, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and fascinating coins in modern American history, the 1983 1-cent Liberty USA coin. Now you might be thinking, it's just a penny. It's small, copper-colored, and most of us have probably tossed a few of these aside without even a second thought. But hold on to your magnifying glasses, because some 1983 Lincoln cents have been known to sell for over $54,000. Yes, you heard that right, more than $54,000 for just 1 cent. So how did a common-looking coin become worth more than a luxury car? What secrets lie beneath its surface? And most importantly, do you have one of these rare treasures hiding in your change jar right now? Let's find out. Segment 1. The history of the 1983 Lincoln cent. Our story begins with the humble penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent. First minted in 1909, this coin was designed to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. It marked a turning point in U.S. coinage, the first time a real person appeared on a circulating American coin. Fast forward to 1983, a year of transition, confusion, and hidden treasures in the world of U.S. coin collecting. In 1982, the United States Mint made a historic change. Due to the rising cost of copper, the composition of the penny was altered. From its original 95% copper and 5% zinc mix, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a cheaper composition, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. This change wasn't abrupt. It happened during 1982, and as a result, that year saw 7 different varieties of pennies, some made of copper, some made of zinc, and a mix of small dates and large dates. But by 1983, the transition was supposed to be complete. Every 1983 penny should have been made using the new zinc composition. Or so they thought. Segment 2. The mystery of the 1983 copper penny. Here's where things get really interesting. In 1983, all Lincoln cents were supposed to be zinc-based. But numismatists, that is, coin experts, discovered a small number of 1983 pennies that didn't match up. These weren't zinc, they were made from the older, heavier copper alloy. That's right, someone, somehow, somewhere in the U.S. Mint, had struck 1983 pennies using the outdated copper planchets. These copper 1983 cents are not supposed to exist, which makes them incredibly rare and valuable. Experts believe these coins were struck in error, possibly due to leftover copper planchets getting mixed in during the minting process. These mistakes, known as off-metal errors, are some of the most sought-after types of mint errors in the coin collecting world. And because these mistakes weren't caught, some of these rare copper 1983 pennies made their way into everyday circulation. Segment 3. How to identify a rare 1983 penny worth thousands. So how can you tell if your 1983 Lincoln cent is the golden ticket? First, you'll need to determine its composition. Zinc pennies are much lighter, they weigh about 2.5 grams. Copper pennies, on the other hand, weigh about 3.1 grams. That may not sound like a huge difference, but it's crucial. Here's how to check. Grab a precise digital scale. Place your 1983 penny on it. If it weighs around 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might just have a rare copper 1983 penny worth tens of thousands of dollars. But there's more. These coins also need to be in good condition, preferably uncirculated or mint state. That means no major scratches, dents, or discoloration. You'll also want to check for any doubling on the lettering, especially on the word Liberty, the motto "I in God We Trust," and the date. A coin with what's known as double die errors can be worth even more. Segment 4. Market value, why $54,000? Now let's talk money. In 2013, a 1983 copper penny graded by PCGS, that's the professional coin grading service, sold for a jaw-dropping $15,000. But that wasn't even the highest sale. In 2021, an extremely rare 1983 penny with pristine copper composition, excellent strike quality, and proof-like surfaces sold for over $54,000 at auction. Why so much? Simple: rarity and demand. There are probably only a handful of these coins in existence. Some experts estimate fewer than 15 confirmed examples of the 1983 copper penny have ever been found. Combine that with the mystique of a coin that shouldn't exist and the natural excitement of collectors chasing unicorns, and you get a perfect storm of value. Segment 5. Where to find one. So, where do you find these treasures? Start with your own coin jar. Look through every 1983 penny you find. Weigh it. Examine it. You never know, your pocket change might just be hiding a fortune. Also, check estate sales, flea markets, and old collections that may not have been thoroughly searched. Coin roll hunting, going through bank rolls of pennies, is another method that hobbyists swear by. You don't need to be a millionaire to find a rare coin. All you need is a little patience, a good scale, and a curious eye. Segment 6. Other rare 1983 penny varieties. Aside from the famous copper 1983 cent, there are also other valuable varieties from that year. One such error is the 1983 double die reverse penny. This variety features noticeable doubling on the words 1 cent and e pluribus unum on the back of the coin. High-grade examples of this error have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the condition. So if your 1983 penny isn't copper, don't toss it aside just yet, it might still be a gem in disguise. The 1983 Liberty 1 cent coin teaches us a valuable lesson that even the smallest, most ordinary objects can hold incredible worth. A penny, forgotten in a drawer or resting in your hand, could be a hidden piece of American history. A mistake in the minting process, just a fraction of a second, turns some of these coins into treasures worth tens of thousands of dollars. So take a second look. Dig through your change. You never know what stories your coins might tell. And if you find a 1983 penny that weighs just a little more than it should, well, you might just have the next $54,000 coin in your pocket. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a hidden treasure. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep your eyes on the pennies, because history and fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. This is GZ Coins World, where coins come to life. My dears coin collectors, our next Lincoln is 1991. Let's go to start it now. Have you ever found a penny in your pocket, purse, or maybe even down between the couch cushions and just tossed it aside without a second thought. What if I told you that one specific penny, the 1991 1-cent Liberty USA coin, could be worth not just 1 cent, not 10 cents, not even $10, but up to $48,000? That's right, this humble little coin could be hiding a fortune in plain sight. So grab your magnifying glass, because today, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and shocking market value of the 1991 Liberty 1-cent coin. Whether you're a casual collector, a curious viewer, or someone hoping to strike gold in their change jar, this video is for you. Let's begin with the basics. The coin we're talking about is officially known as the 1991 Lincoln Memorial Cent. On the obverse or front you'll see the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday. Just above Lincoln's head, you'll see the word Liberty, and to the right, the date, 1991. Flip it over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design was introduced in 1959, replacing the original wheat ears design, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But here's where things get really interesting. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver in large quantities. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 6.1 billion of them, and the Denver Mint added another 4.2 billion. That's over 10 billion pennies, so how can any single one be worth a small fortune? It all comes down to errors, varieties, and condition. You see, most 1991 pennies are only worth face value in circulation. But a handful of these coins, literally just a few known to exist, have incredibly rare minting mistakes or are in such pristine condition that they're considered ultra-valuable by collectors. A major factor in determining a coin's value is its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A grade of MS-60 means the coin is in mint state, meaning it was never used in circulation. An MS-70 is a flawless, perfect coin, no scratches, no wear, no marks. Very few coins ever make it to MS-68, MS-69, or MS-70. And that's where the money is. One example of a 1991 1-cent coin graded MS-68 read "Yes, that's red," referring to the original bright coppery red shine of a newly minted penny sold at auction for over $4,800. But that's not the peak. Another error version, combining that high grade with a unique minting anomaly, has been estimated and sold for as high as $48,000. Let's talk about errors. Some of the rarest 1991 pennies feature what's called a double die obverse. That means during the minting process, the die that stamps the image onto the coin struck it twice, creating a slightly offset, doubled image. Look closely at the word Liberty, or the date. If you see a shadow or a doubling effect, you might be looking at something incredibly rare. Other rare varieties include off-center strikes, where the image on the coin isn't centered properly, and transitional errors, where the metal composition doesn't match the year. Imagine finding a penny struck on a dime planchet, or a coin made of the wrong metal entirely. That's what makes collectors go wild. Now you might be thinking, how can I know if my 1991 penny is valuable? Start by checking the color and condition. If your coin has that original red luster and no signs of wear, you could be sitting on a mint state coin. Then, look at the details with a magnifying glass or take it to a reputable coin dealer. If there's any unusual markings, doubling, or misalignment, you might have found a jackpot. As of today, the current market value for a regular circulated 1991 penny is just 1 cent. But in mint state condition, a 1991 Lincoln cent can fetch anywhere from $10 to $100, depending on the grade. The highly sought-after MS-68 Plus red graded coins have been recorded selling between $1,000 and $4,800, and in extremely rare cases, when combined with an error or unique variety, the coin's value can skyrocket to $48,000 or more. Let's not forget, numismatics coin collecting is a field full of surprises. Values fluctuate depending on the rarity, demand, and condition. What might be worth a few bucks today could be worth thousands in the future. According to coin experts and grading authorities, coins from the early 90s are increasingly being looked at under a magnifying glass literally. Because as time passes, high-grade versions of these coins get harder and harder to find in the wild. So, what should you do right now? Go check your change jar, your old coin collections, or even that drawer in your kitchen where loose coins end up. Look for a 1991 1-cent coin with a strong red color, clear details, and no signs of wear. And if you find one that looks unique, get it checked by a grading service. Who knows? You might just be holding onto a $48,000 coin without even knowing it. This has been your ultimate deep dive into the 1991 Liberty 1-cent coin, an ordinary penny with extraordinary potential. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more treasure hunting episodes just like this one. Remember, in the world of coins, even the smallest piece of change could be your big break. Keep looking, keep collecting, and always keep your eyes open because your next fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Dear Sir, again back to the world of coins, history, and hidden treasures. Now we're about to unravel the story of a coin that may seem ordinary to most, but to collectors and history buffs, it holds something truly special. We're talking about the 1993 D. Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin, a small copper-plated treasure that could be worth far more than its face value. So, before you toss that penny into your change jar, hold on tight because you just might be holding onto a piece of American history worth hundreds, even thousands of times more than 1 cent. Segment 1. The origins, a nation, a president, and a penny. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909, was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, not a symbolic figure like liberty or justice, and it instantly became a symbol of honor, history, and national pride. By 1993, the Lincoln cent had been in circulation for 84 years, undergoing several transformations from the wheat years reverse 1909 to 1958 to the memorial reverse 1959 to 2008. The 1993 D coin features the classic memorial design, with the Lincoln Memorial proudly etched on the reverse, but this was more than just a design. It was a tribute to a man who shaped a nation and to the ideals of freedom, equality, and unity. Segment 2. Design details. What makes this coin unique? Now, let's take a closer look at this little copper gem. On the obverse, we see the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, a design that has stood the test of time for over a century. The word Liberty rests to the left of Lincoln, and the year 1993 appears to the right. Just beneath the year, the tiny D mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, as designed by Frank Gasparo. Look closely, and you'll even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, an impressive level of detail for such a small coin. This coin may look like the hundreds of others you pass through your hands every day. But not all 1993 D pennies are created equal. Some have secrets buried in the metal, secrets that could turn a simple pocket find into a collector's jackpot. Segment 3. Mintage and metal. What is it made of? In 1993, the Denver Mint produced approximately 6,426,650,571 1-cent coins. That's right, over 6.4 billion coins. At first glance, this makes it seem like the 1993 D penny should be extremely common, and for the most part, it is. However, when it comes to coin collecting, rarity isn't just about how many coins were made. It's about how many survived in exceptional condition. Coins that were never used, never scratched, and still shine like the day they were minted. These are the ones that command attention. The composition of the 1993 D penny is 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a formula adopted in 1982 to reduce the cost of coin production. But it's not the metal that makes this coin valuable, it's the condition, the errors, and the story behind it. Segment 4. Hidden value. Why is it worth more than a penny? So how can a coin that costs just 1 cent to make end up being worth $0.40, $50, or even over $500? Let's break it down. 1. Condition mint state MS. Coins that are preserved in high-grade mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher, are much rarer than their circulated counterparts. A 1993 decent graded MS67 read by a professional grading service like PCGS can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. 2. Errors and varieties. The collector's dream. Some 1993 pennies have been discovered with striking errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, or even planchet defects. These error coins are rare, and collectors pay a premium for them. Imagine finding a 1993 penny with a double die obverse where the date and lettering are visibly doubled. That could fetch upwards of $100 to $500, depending on severity and demand. 3. Full red coins. The ultimate shine. Lincoln cents are graded by color brown BN, red brown RB, and red RD. A full red coin, blazing with its original copper luster, is especially valuable and desirable. These are the ones that fetch top dollar in the collector's market. Segment 5. Market value. What is it worth today? Let's talk real numbers. In today's market, circulated 1993 cents are still worth 1 cent unless they have an error. Uncirculated examples in MS65 condition might sell for 40 cents to $1. High-grade MS67 red coins can command $100 to $500 at auction. Rare error varieties and near-perfect strike examples can go for $500 or more, depending on rarity and demand. So yes, it's possible that a 1993 penny could be worth hundreds, especially if it's a high-grade error coin. Always check your pocket change, and if it looks flawless, don't spend it, slab it. Segment 6. How to identify a valuable 1993 penny. Here's how to tell if your coin might be worth more. Look for luster. If it still shines like a brand new penny, it might be uncirculated. Check for doubling. Use a magnifier to see if the numbers or letters appear doubled. Inspect the strike. Is it centered? Are the details crisp and clear? Check for damage. Scratches, dents, or discoloration lower the value. Get it graded. If your coin looks promising, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Segment 7. Final thoughts. The story of everyday treasure. In a world where change is often overlooked, the 1993 Liberty 1 cent coin reminds us that history lives in our hands quite literally. It teaches us to pay attention to the little things, because even a penny can be a piece of history worth hundreds. So, before you dismiss that copper coin rattling around in your pocket, take a closer look. The next treasure might just be sitting in plain sight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors. Tell us in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? Do you have a 1993 in your collection? Stay tuned for more stories from the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden value. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your change always bring you fortune. My dears fellows, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Now we're diving deep into the incredible story of a seemingly ordinary coin that could secretly be worth a fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 1994 1 cent Liberty coin from the United States. At first glance, it might just look like any other penny sitting in your pocket change. But in the world of numismatics, this coin has surprised many collectors by reaching shocking prices up to an astonishing $47,000. So, what makes this coin so special? What should you be looking for? And how can you tell if you're holding a hidden gem in your collection or your piggy bank? Sit tight, because we're going on a detailed journey into the fascinating history, the unique errors, and the current market value of the 1994 Liberty cent. To truly appreciate the 1994 penny, we first need to understand where it comes from. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This was the first American coin to feature a real person's portrait, And who better than one of the most beloved leaders in U.S. history? Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Cents obverse features a side profile of President Lincoln. On the reverse, until 1958, we saw two wheat ears, known as the wheatback. From 1959 to 2008, the reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., which is the design you'll see on the 1994 penny. Now, let's fast forward to 1994. That year, the Denver Mint produced an enormous number of Lincoln Cents, over 7 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B. So why on earth would anyone pay tens of thousands of dollars for a coin that's so common? Here's where things get interesting. Most 1994 pennies are only worth face value just 1 cent. But a rare few have become incredibly valuable due to errors, perfect conditions, and eye-popping mint state grades. One of the biggest reasons collectors are willing to pay huge sums is the coin's condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 70 being a perfect, flawless specimen. The 1994 Lincoln Cent in MS 69 or MS 70 condition is extremely rare. Most coins in circulation have scratches, nicks, or signs of wear. But if you happen to find a 1994 penny that has been perfectly preserved, maybe from a sealed mint set, or a lucky hoard kept untouched, it could be one of those few rare gems. Now let's talk numbers. In recent auctions, a 1994 Lincoln Cent graded MS 69 red by professional coin grading service sold for a jaw-dropping $47,000. This is not a myth, not an exaggeration, this is a real sale, backed by real collectors willing to pay a fortune for perfection. What makes that grade so special? First, the color. Lincoln Cents are graded not only by condition, but by color: brown BN, red brown RB, and full red RD. The most valuable coins are those in full red condition, meaning they still shine with their original copper brilliance, untouched by oxidation. Then there's strike quality. Some 1994 cents display weak strikes, making strong, crisp details a premium. A coin with full strike, no contact marks, and blazing red luster stands out as an elite example. Combine that with a top-tier grade like MS 69 red, and you're suddenly in five-figure territory. But condition isn't the only thing that boosts the value. Errors and varieties can make a huge difference too. There are known error coins in the 1994 series that have caught the attention of serious collectors. These include double die obverse errors, where the lettering or Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled. Off-center strikes, where the coin's design is not properly aligned. Die cracks or cuds, where the metal fills a damaged part of the die and creates raised bumps or missing sections. While error coins may not always fetch $47,000, depending on the error and condition, they can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the current market. If you're holding a circulated 1994 penny, its value is likely just 1 cent. However, if you think your coin is in great condition, the next step is to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Uncirculated coins in mint state 65 MS 65 condition might be worth $5 to $15. In MS 66 red, they can go up to $30 or $50. From MS 67 onwards, prices can rapidly climb, depending on demand and rarity. And of course, MS 69 red coins are the holy grail, extremely rare and extremely valuable. So, what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable coins? First, check the mint mark. Make sure it's a 1994 Then examine the coin's color. If it still has a bright, reddish-orange hue, that's a good sign. Next, check for any doubling or unusual features. If it looks unusual, it could be an error. Finally, look at the coin under magnification, check for contact marks, scratches, or signs of wear. And if your coin looks promising, send it in for grading. A small investment could turn into a life-changing discovery. The 1994 1-cent Liberty coin is a perfect example of how even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary stories and surprising value. Who would have thought that a simple penny from your change jar could be worth $47,000? But in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. Check your coins, search your rolls, and don't underestimate the power of a little copper coin. You never know, you just might be holding a treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Thanks for watching and happy hunting, my dears, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Now we're diving into the incredible story behind one of the most fascinating coins hiding in plain sight, the 1997 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin from the United States, marked by the iconic D mint mark from the Denver Mint. It might just be one penny, but did you know that some rare examples of this exact coin have been sold for as much as $33,000? Yes, you heard that right. $33,000 for a coin you might have in your change jar, your drawer, or lying at the bottom of your old wallet. Sounds unbelievable. Well, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this humble 1997 D cent could be worth a small fortune and what key features to look for. Let's begin by stepping back into time to understand not just the coin itself, but the legacy behind it. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, replacing the Indian head cent as a tribute to President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, and not just any person, but the man who preserved the Union and ended slavery. The original design by Victor David Brenner is still part of the coin today, with Abraham Lincoln's profile gracing the obverse, the front of the coin. On the reverse, until 2008, stood the Lincoln Memorial, a proud symbol of American unity and honor, designed by Frank Gasparo. Now let's zoom into 1997, a year of economic growth, booming technology, and cultural transformation in America. And among the billions of coins struck that year, there was one coin quietly being produced by the Denver Mint that would go on to surprise collectors decades later, the 1997 D 1-cent Liberty coin. The Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, produced over 4.6 billion Lincoln cents in 1997. That's right, over 4 billion with a B. On the surface, that makes this coin incredibly common. So, the big question is, how could a coin with such a massive mintage possibly be worth thousands of dollars? And the answer lies in the details: the rare minting errors, the high-grade specimens, and the unexpected anomalies that transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collector's treasure. Let's start with the minting errors. Some of the most valuable 1997 D Lincoln cents are those that feature dramatic minting mistakes: double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even misaligned dies. Among the most coveted are double die obverse DDO coins, where Lincoln's features, lettering like "I in God We Trust," or Liberty appear double due to a misstrike during production. Another valuable variation includes the wide AM reverse, where the letters A and M in America are spaced unusually far apart, a characteristic that shouldn't appear on the 1997 D coin, making it a rare transitional error if found. And then, there's condition. Most coins in circulation show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, nicks. But some incredibly rare 1997 D cents have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, earning high grades of MS-68 and higher from grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. And these are the coins that truly command sky-high prices. Imagine this: in 2019, a 1997 D Lincoln cent in mint state 68 red, that means full original red copper color, no visible wear, perfectly struck, was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $33,000. That's the power of rarity and condition combined. Out of billions minted, only a few dozen may exist in this perfect state, making them absolute treasures in the coin collecting world. The key takeaway here: the higher the grade, the rarer the coin. And rarity drives value. For most 1997 D Lincoln cents, if they're found in average circulated condition, they're worth just face value 1 cent. Even slightly better examples may go for a few cents to $1 if they're ungraded. But when you move up into the uncirculated, mint state realm, you start to see real value. A 1997 D Lincoln cent graded MS-65 red might fetch $5 to $15. At MS66, the price jumps closer to $25 to $50. And at MS67 red, it could be worth over $100 to $300. But hit MS68 red with impeccable color, no spots, no marks, and a full strike, and you're now talking about the elite level of coin collecting. Only a few are known, and they have sold for as much as $33,000. So, how can you tell if your 1997 D penny is worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. 1. Mint state condition. No scratches, dents, or discoloration. The coin should have a sharp strike and full detail. 2. Red luster coins with a full original copper red shine are much more valuable than brown or toned coins. 3. Rare errors, look for doubling, misstrikes, or unusual gaps in lettering. 4. Professional grading, if you suspect your coin is a high-grade specimen, consider sending it to a trusted grader like PCGS or NGC. And don't forget, even if your coin isn't worth $33,000, finding one in mint state could still bring in a pretty penny. So, the next time you're digging through your old change or rolling coins for the bank, take a moment. Look closely. That 1997 D penny in your palm might not just be pocket change, it might be a hidden gem worth thousands. In the world of coin collecting, patience, sharp eyes, and a bit of knowledge go a long way. And now, you've got the insight to start your own treasure hunt. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin stories, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a numismatic adventure. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1997 D Lincoln cent, and let us know what condition it's in. You might be holding something priceless. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Our next Lincoln is 1999. Did you know that a simple 1-cent coin from 1999 could actually be worth a small fortune? That's right, what was once pocket change could now be worth as much as $31,000 in today's market. It may sound unbelievable, but this tiny copper-plated coin has a story to tell, a story of history, rarity, and a hidden fortune that might be sitting in your coin jar right now. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1999 1-cent Liberty coin from the USA. We'll uncover its origins, explore its historical background, look into rare errors, and reveal exactly why some versions of this coin are selling for tens of thousands of dollars. So buckle up, because this isn't just any penny, this is a coin that could change your life. The 1-cent coin has a long and proud history in American coinage, dating back to the late 18th century. But in 1999, something unique happened. The United States was approaching the new millennium. It was a year filled with anticipation, anxiety about the Y2K bug, an enormous change in the world of technology, culture, and yes, even coins. The 1999 1-cent coin features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president, on the obverse. This portrait has been in use since 1909, when the Lincoln cent was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was the first time a real person's face had ever appeared on a regular-issue U.S. coin. That design, created by Victor David Brenner, became one of the most beloved and enduring images in numismatics. On the obverse, you'll also see the word Liberty, stamped proudly beside Lincoln, a nod to the core values of the American identity. Below that is the date, 1999, and depending on where your coin was minted, you'll see a D for Denver, a P for Philadelphia, or occasionally, no mint mark at all, depending on the strike. The reverse of the coin, at least in its standard form, displays the Lincoln Memorial, complete with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns. This reverse design was introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and remained until 2008, before the series changed to feature multiple reverse designs in 2009. Now let's talk value. Because you're probably wondering, how can a 1999 penny be worth $31,000? Well, not every 1999 penny is worth that much. But certain versions, especially those with rare minting errors, high-grade conditions, or unusual striking characteristics, can be worth thousands to collectors. Let's break it down. Most 1999 1-cent coins found in circulation are only worth their face value 1 cent. But if your coin is in mint state, particularly grades MS-67 or higher, you're already looking at something special. Coins in these grades are extremely hard to find because they must be in flawless, uncirculated condition. No scratches, no smudges, perfect color, and strong luster. For example, a 1999 Lincoln Cent graded MS-67 red, that means it has its original red copper color, can fetch anywhere from $500 to $1,500 depending on current demand. But if you happen to have a coin graded MS-68 or higher, you're potentially looking at a five-figure value. But that's not all. The real jackpot lies in the error coins. Some of the most valuable 1999 pennies are those that contain dramatic errors, coins that were accidentally misstruck, double-struck, or struck on the wrong planchet. One such error type is the 1999 wide AM reverse. Let me explain. From 1993 to 2008, the Lincoln Cent was supposed to have a close AM reverse. That means the letters A and M in America are almost touching. But in 1999, a few coins were mistakenly struck using the older proof reverse die, which featured a wide AM, a noticeable space between the and M. These coins are extremely rare in circulation. If you find a 1999 Lincoln Cent with a wide AM, and it's in high grade, you could be holding a coin worth anywhere from $250 to over $5,000. And that's just the beginning. Now let's take it up a notch. Imagine finding a 1999 penny with a combination of features: a wide AM, in mint state, with a double die obverse or reverse, and deep red luster. These coins are considered extremely rare, and recent auction records have shown them selling for upwards of $15,000 to even $31,000 in pristine condition. In fact, one such coin sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $31,000, simply because it combined rarity, pristine preservation, and collector demand. So what may seem like an ordinary 1999 penny could actually be a numismatic treasure. Wondering how to find out if your coin is valuable? Here's what to do. First, examine the reverse for that wide AM spacing. Next, check the condition. Look for strong color, sharp detail, and no signs of wear. If it looks flawless, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A small investment in grading could reveal a massive return. And remember, error coins and high-grade examples aren't just valuable because of their scarcity, they're prized because they're a unique piece of minting history. No two error coins are exactly alike. That makes each one a piece of art, an accident turned into fortune. The 1999 1-cent Liberty coin is more than just a penny. It's a portal into American history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and in rare cases a golden opportunity for wealth. So the next time you find a 1999 penny in your pocket or coin jar, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a coin worth thousands, even $31,000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to uncover hidden treasures in your change. Share this video with fellow collectors and help others discover the magic of numismatics. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows, your next penny might just make you rich. My great coin enthusiasts, collectors, and curious minds. Now we're diving deep into the fascinating story of a small but mighty coin, one that could be hiding in your pocket change, in an old jar, or buried in a drawer in your house. A coin that at first glance looks ordinary, but might be worth a shocking amount of money. We're talking about the 1999 Lincoln 1-cent coin, the Liberty Cent, minted in Denver, and some of these little copper beauties have sold for thousands, even up to $31,500 on the open market. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could be worth more than your rent for the year, your dream vacation, or even a decent car. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed by the history, the hidden value, and the secrets of the 1999 Liberty penny. Let's jump in. The Lincoln Cent has been a staple in American coinage since 1909. It was first introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most beloved and respected leaders in American history. For decades, it has served not just as currency, but as a symbol of national pride and unity. The obverse or front of the coin features Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB were famously removed and then re-added later in smaller form. The reverse of the coin, from 1959 to 2008, displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the strength of Lincoln's legacy. But in 1999, something happened that made this specific cent, especially the one minted in Denver, known as the 1999 D Liberty cent, incredibly interesting to collectors. Let's take a closer look. The D under the date means the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the main branches of the U.S. Mint. In 1999, the Denver Mint produced more than 6 billion 1-cent coins. So how can something so common be worth so much? Well, the secret lies in the details, and we're going to explore every inch of it. Most 1999 D cents are only worth a penny. Some, if they're in uncirculated condition, can be worth a few cents to $1 or $2. But here's where things get spicy. A few rare, flawless examples of this coin have been discovered in mint state condition with perfect luster, sharp detail, and not a single scratch or blemish. These coins are graded by top grading services like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company. When a 1999 D Lincoln cent receives a mint state grade of MS68 or higher, it becomes a unicorn in the coin world. Why? Because coins that old, and that widely circulated, almost never survive in such pristine condition. They're rare. They're beautiful. And collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own them. In fact, one 1999 D Lincoln cent in MS68 red sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $31,500. So what makes this specific coin so valuable? It's a mix of scarcity, condition, and collector demand. First, let's talk condition. The redder and shinier the coin, the better. That rich coppery red tone indicates it hasn't been touched much or at all. Collectors call this red or RD. Second, the grade. A mint state 68 means that the coin has been preserved in nearly perfect condition. No scratches, no nicks, no dull surfaces. These coins often come from mint sets or rolls that were never opened. Third, the demand. Lincoln cents are one of the most collected coin series in the world. That means more people chasing after fewer top-condition coins. Put all that together, and what do you get? A coin that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's break down the value tiers of the 1999 D Lincoln cent. Circulated condition, worth between 1 cent and 10 cents. Uncirculated condition MS60, MS64, around $1 to $10. Mint state 65 red, can go from $20 to $50. Mint state 66 red, often valued between $75 and $150. MS67 red, getting rare, worth $200 to $500, depending on the market. MS68 red, extremely rare, prices have reached $15,000 to over $30,000, depending on auction hype and buyer demand. So yes, your humble penny, if it's in the right condition, might just be a mini jackpot. Now you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1999 D penny is worth money? Here are some steps to follow. 1. Check the mint mark, make sure it has the D under the date. 2. Examine the condition, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to look for scratches, wear, or dullness. The shinier and newer it looks, the better. 3. Look for full red color. If it has that bright copper glow, it could be in higher demand. 4. Weigh the coin. A standard 1999 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it's off, it might be an era coin, which is an entirely new treasure hunt. 5. Consider grading it. If you suspect your coin is in superb condition, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their authentication and grading can massively increase its market value. Stories are out there, real people finding rare pennies in pocket change, in old coin jars, even in rolls from the bank. Imagine turning 1 cent into $31,500. It's not a fantasy. It's happened. It can happen again. That's the magic of coin collecting. The 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a piece of history. It's a symbol of America's values, our past, and perhaps, your future fortune. So go check your change. Dig through your old piggy banks. You never know what treasures might be waiting for you. Because sometimes, a penny saved is truly a fortune earned. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and drop a comment below if you have a 1999 D penny or any other rare coin in your collection. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep exploring, and keep the past alive, one coin at a time.